Hey everyone, it's Total again with Disc Priest and Legion once more, and today I'm going to be running in the Arcway, which is one of the dungeons in Suramar. The Arcway is a 110 only dungeon, and as such this is going to be a little different from my last video in that I have only ever done this dungeon up to the second boss, I think, once before in Alpha, because you kind of need to be 110 to do the dungeon, and I just didn't do it very much because I wasn't really focused on max level stuff as much earlier. But I'm back to 110 in the beta, now I have gear to do this, and actually I have two different quests to do this dungeon, so you can come with me on my journey of exploring a dungeon that I've basically never done before, and kind of see how you should be adapting to new situations as Disc when you don't actually know what's coming up. So to that end, I'm just going to look through these abilities real quick just to have a bit of an idea of what I'm supposed to be doing, or what I might be up against on some of these bosses. Probably not going to remember most of this, but I just kind of want to know if there's anything really weird. Specifically things like dispels, or group-wide damage that I might have to be ready for. So this guy, I actually do remember this boss a bit. It's mostly just a bunch of random damage around the group. I don't remember it being that difficult to deal with, as long as people did the mechanics properly. So that one should be pretty easy. This boss... Okay, this is one of those bosses that like puts someone in a prison, you have to like click on them to break them out. He like shoots stuff all over the ground. That also does group-wide damage, so I gotta be ready for that. And he's gonna do some other stuff, it's like some heroic mechanic, whatever, okay, that's cool. That was Axel. Okay, this is just gonna put stuff on the ground, he's gonna knock people around. He's gonna call waves, which means there's probably gonna be a lot of movement on this fight. These fell bats are gonna bombard people, so there's ads, that's interesting. I wonder if we can kill them. Yeah, it looks like we can kill them. Just because of the fact that they buff themselves, so obviously you should probably be able to kill them. This guy... looks like he'll focus one person and like beat them really hard. Put stuff on the ground. We'll have to move away from each other. This is a dispellable thing. Oh, I have to dispel on the boss. That's cool. Okay. Group damage, group damage. I believe this is the part that I've heard about where there is not actually something to DPS. I have never actually done this part before. So we'll get to that when we get there. Hopefully I remember that that's a thing. And also dispels. Okay. So I'm going to queue up right here into the Arcway. At 800 I'm level right now. You can see my stats are actually kind of terrible. I should have a lot more haste than my other stats, but actually I have fairly even haste and mastery, which is, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. I'm actually going to switch away from my standard 5-man build really quick. I'll switch back to Schism. I'm going to have Grace for a little bit right now, because I find Grace to be a lot more useful when you don't really know what's going on, because generally when I don't know what's going on is also when Shadow Men spam is probably going to be needed, and Grace just kind of helps with that. Oh yeah, I remember this. This oozes just ooze everywhere. So you can see, like, I'm not really sure what's going on. It's kind of hard to like hit these mobs, so I'm just kind of Shadow Man spamming a lot. This is what Grace is just really good for. It's not really good in situations where you do know what's going on, but you don't know. It's very good. Also, an interesting drawback to Purge the Wicked sometimes is that you can't freely multi-dot. Which also, since I'm not really sure of the damage patterns right now, it is pretty good to just throw dots on everything. That way my atonement damage will start doing some healing, even when I'm not like trying to find things to hit. Seriously, what is this? What the hell? There's so many oozes. You can see I am actually kind of, my mana is starting to go away quite a bit, which didn't happen in Eye of Ashara at all, because Shadowman is really the only thing that can take away your mana. And also spamming Shadow Repain on a bunch of different things is also kind of expensive. It does do a lot of healing though, which is kind of nice. See, we're not really in trouble. It's just more that things are a little confusing right now. What am I supposed to hit? There we go. These guys have a lot of health. Oh, haste. Okay, well, I'm gonna mass dispel these guys because they have a haste buff. And we had some kind of debuff on us that was pretty terrible. He has a disease. Okay, there's a lot more dispellable stuff in here than I thought there was gonna be. Here I'm getting these items that give Ancient Mana, which is a currency used in Suramar for the quests and a lot of the special effects there and everything. You'll figure it out when you get there, but it's not terribly important. They're just nice items to have for now. Something that is pretty interesting that probably see come into play a little later as something that's very important is that I have gotten enough traits to have Power of the Dark Side, which gives Shadow Word Pain and also Purge the Wicked, if you have that, a chance to get this buff, Power of the Dark Side. Makes your next penance look kind of shadowy and do double damage, which is a lot. It has a 1 ppm proc rate, so it should be procking about once a minute. It won't proc anymore if you have dots on multiple targets, so the important part is just having 1 dot up at all times. That's where the keep Shadow Word Pain up comes from. Is that it's not that Shadow Word Pain is that good, it's still better than Smite by quite a lot. It's very efficient, but Power of the Dark Side is where having it up all the time is really important, because that proc is immensely powerful. See, whoa, this got a little scary here. These guys are doing damage again. They're doing a lot of damage. I don't really know what's going on. And mana is disappearing a little quickly. Oh, these guys have the haste buff too, so I see what's going on now. So these guys kind of haste buff themselves, and then if no one dispels it, it does a lot of damage. Or rather, they do a lot of damage in general. So my poor mana is just disappearing so fast. Hopefully we will stop for a second before the boss. I don't even know where the bosses are. I don't know where these guys are going. I don't know this dungeon at all. We're just kind of trying to make it work. You can see these are more the struggles when you don't know what's going on, is that just because of a pretty difficult healer to work with if you're kind of confused about what is going on at all. Damage is coming, I don't know. Mobs to hit. Mobs there are usually. I'm just quickly trying to assess the situation and deal with it as fast as possible. I'm going to sit and drink really quick. I don't care if they do the next pull. I need my mana. They can live a little bit without me. Mana. I've also been kind of neglecting Mindbender, just because I've been so busy trying to figure out what's going on. I haven't been using any of my cooldowns, which in turn makes things worse. And this is how you can see how it snowballs out of control when you don't know what's going on, because you get lost. And if you're lost, the entire spec just doesn't work well. So now that I have reminded myself, I'm going to Mindbender. And this should start to aid me in catching up a little bit. That's a big debuff. Okay. Things are starting to calm down now. I'm getting a bit more of the flow of what's going on here. This is also the first time I have done a dungeon ever with Power of the Dark Side functioning, because it was broken a little bit in alpha. So I'm also trying to keep track of that, which is very difficult with my buffs like up here. Because again, I'm not using add-ons, I'm not using mouse over macros or anything. I'm playing en natural right now. Oh, don't pull another group, that's not good. Okay. Big weapons. So you can see I'm kind of letting the tank hover around like 50% health. He's a guardian, so he has a lot of health, more health than most tanks. But I feel very comfortable just letting him sit there against two mobs, because they're not going to kill him. So I don't need to be sitting there spamming him. He doesn't need to be topped off all the time. Oh, and the tank just also said that he has no idea where he's going either, so we're kind of in a group effort of people not knowing what's going on. We're all figuring this out together. Wow, that is a big dot. That's dispelled. What the hell is going on? Mindbender again. I'm at the point where I'm looking more at my raid frames than I am at the field, just because I'm not really sure what I'm looking at when I'm even looking at the mobs. Okay, so that's a damage amp thing. He's getting wrecked, so I'm gonna spam him. I'm getting wrecked, so I'm gonna dispel myself. He's getting wrecked again. There are way too many debuffs to dispel. Yeah, I'm just gonna spam him back up real quick. Halo. I just went like 20 seconds without using penance. That's pretty bad. This dot is killing everybody. Okay. Take a second to spam heal everyone back to full. Jesus, that was crazy. I don't really know what's causing that dot that goes on people. I know that I don't have the dispels to deal with it constantly, but I'm dealing with it as best as I can. Just hope that's not too common. But again, none of the problems I'm having really have anything to do with the spec that I'm playing, or my gear, or even anything I'm doing at all. It's more that I have no idea what is going on with these mobs, and if I don't know what's going on, then I have a very hard time planning what I'm supposed to be doing. And if I can't plan, then it's a barrier. Oh, one of these things. These are so annoying. So what's in this field? Oh, this field is a haste zone. That's interesting. I should have been using that to my advantage. Okay, so this would have made things much easier if I knew this. As I was standing here, I have like a bajillion haste. 50% haste. And 4.32 second cooldown powered shield. That's very nice. Okay. So again, we're trying to figure out what the mechanics are here, how best to deal with them all at the same time. Okay, this is Crystal X. This is a guy with the suppression protocol. So he's gonna damage the whole group. Okay. Right. I'm going to assume that he's going to die very quickly, and that I'm not going to run out of mana if I take Shadow Covenant and go crazy. And he also has a haste buff, so hopefully... actually, that's a bad idea. If I'm getting a lot of haste buffs, I really want Grace, because then the atonements... I'll have Power Word Shield available much more often. So we're all running away right now. So yeah, I'm kind of spamming Plea while I'm running. I can also Penance while I'm running, which I forgot. But Plea is, it can be used as an emergency spam while moving heal. It's not a good idea to use that very often like that. Oh right, okay, I vaguely remember this guy now. I kind of did this once. He puts these pools on the ground, and when you run through the pool, you get a haste buff. That's like 10% for each pool that you, or 15% for each pool that you ran through, or something silly like that. Ow. That hurt. We're gonna spam Shadow. I have a lot of mana, so I'm just gonna spam. I can do that. Okay, so he sucks the energy off of us. Then he does his suppression thingy. Okay. I'm not really sure what happened that killed the one guy the first time. Maybe I didn't have everyone topped off. I'll take a look after this fight's over as to what happened there, so I can figure it out for next time. Okay, that was really awkward. Having more than 50% haste just makes things just feel so weird, because the cast times are then lower than the GCD, and dots are suddenly like super strong for random reasons. Okay, I've switched out some mastery for haste, that's good. So what actually happened to that guy there? We got blasted for 200k and then for 300k, so I don't know if that means that he was standing in the thing. I mean, it was only like his health. He also wasn't topped off, so that might have been my fault. In my defense, I have no idea what's going on. So, whatever. It's all good. Only one person died. Yeah, you can see how a Resto Druid or like a Paladin or something might have a better time with that fight. Whoa, what? What the hell was that? Well, Okay. That was interesting. Oh, okay, so that Arcane Slicer does a stupid amount of damage. Oh, go bear. Heal yourself, heal yourself. Oh, he's alive. Best bear. But yeah, anyway, you can see how another class might have more easily handled that boss, because just when things go wrong, yeah, you just pop a cooldown and it heals people. I didn't even get to use half of my cooldowns, like Rapture and Light's Wrath. Turns out Power Infusion is utterly useless for that boss because you have too much haste anyway. Twist of Fate would have been much better. I should have realized that. But yeah, it's just if you don't know what's going on as Disc, you can't set up your spells properly. And even though I had Atonement on everyone most of the time, I just didn't have the other things in place. Like I wasn't penancing on cooldown. I wasn't really sure when I needed a Shadowman spam or when I needed to do something else. It's difficult to figure out what you're supposed to do, and it's okay to not do well if you're not doing well because you don't understand what's going on. Because the next time I do that boss, I will know I will not have Power Infusion. I will probably take Purge the Wicked because the dot would be insanely strong, and it just does more damage than Shadow Repaint normally. And then I would know to pick up all of the haste, make sure everyone is at 100% before the suppression field goes off, and then nobody should die. I didn't realize how important it was to just keep everyone at 100% health before that suppression field thing, so the one guy died. That's what happens when you don't. But it's also not feasible. Just keep everyone about 100% all the time. Like, I certainly had the mana to do that, but it was more whether I had the time to do that. Can't exactly go into every single fight and spam Shadowman constantly. It doesn't really work that way. Where are we going now? Okay, both of my quests are in this next room. You can see, like, now that we're back on trash, because I'm kind of familiar with the way this trash works, it's, you know, it's not crazy anymore. This boss I definitely do remember. This boss, like, chains people together, and you have to break apart from each other. And it puts, like, a pool at your feet where the people break apart, which is really terrible for melee, because, you know, they all have to run away from the boss constantly, but, you know, that's what you get when you play melee. I'm having a slight hard time using penance properly, just because I'm not really finding the targets. That's okay. Oh, it was a healing absorb on me. That's awesome. That was just power radiancing. I don't really know why. I'm not really focused very much on what I'm supposed to be doing. Like the buttons supposed to be pressing, because I'm trying to figure out what the mobs are doing first. Because what buttons I press don't really matter if I have no idea what the mobs are doing. You know, I'm just trying to keep people alive. As long as everyone's alive, you know, job's done. Yeah. So I have my book for the artifact knowledge thing. I'm almost done with that. My other quest was for Suramar, which is why I decided to do this now. I get 200 artifact power for this quest. That's pretty cool. Hide those. I wish I could just hide these. That'd be cool. I'll keep chilling for you guys. Why not? These Arcane Anomalies kind of have a lot of health, they kind of don't. Also, I'd be doing quite a bit more damage and healing on this trash if I had Purge the Wicked, but you can see, like, even my damage is utterly abysmal. Like, I should be doing way more damage. I should be doing, like, about as much damage as that rogue. But I don't know what's going on, so I'm not really damaging people much. Yeah, this guy. Ooh. Gotta like run away with a bomb and then run away with the pool thing. It's really stupid. So there's stuff on the ground. It's chain casting. No one's interrupting even though we have 3 melee, because why not? Unless you just can't interrupt that Arcane Blast, in which case I understand. Oh. Okay, let's try to stay. Alright. What happened to him? Oh, one of the melee didn't leave and he got blown up. Yeah. That Arcane Blast is doing a lot of damage. So that Arcane Blast definitely can be interrupted, right? Let's do a retrenchment. Oh, whatever. Either way, it was the volatile magic that killed everyone. Also probably could have had like a better direction. You know, some people were running left, some people were running right. And it ended up out of range of the melee like twice, which isn't really cool. I could just stand closer, you know, but I don't really expect them to just move across the room randomly. Whatever. Round 2. One of the guys that isn't exploding is moving out. I don't think that's correct. This is the part where I just start keeping atonement up on everyone, because I have the mana to do that. Okay, this whole link thing seems to do quite a bit of damage. Oh boy. He's pretty charged up. She? I don't know. Okay, I have volatile magic. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna top off the tank and everything because I'm a little scared of how much damage he's gonna start putting out. I'm just gonna Light's Wrath right here because why not? Ooh. We're taking tons of damage. It's probably because the boss isn't really supposed to live this long, but the melee keep having to run away. You can see, like, I'm doing more damage than actual DPS at this point, because they keep having to stop DPS. That's not because they're not doing damage or that I'm doing a ton. It's more that they keep having to stop doing damage. Oh, boss does a stupid amount of stacks. Okay, the fight is just not supposed to go on that long, I think. Just the triple melee group is really bad for that boss. I could have pain suppression the tank there. I didn't. I didn't realize that he had gone up to 15 stacks and that it was just going to get trucked like that. But again, that's something I'll know next time, you know. If the boss gets that high on stacks, tank's going to get wrecked, so use pain suppression. Just kind of taking mental notes. These are the kind of difficulties so far that I've run into that like will only happen on this run. If I do this again after this, I'm not going to have any of these problems at all. It will be easy. I'll levitate down the stairs, because why not? That's what cool kids do. Okay, he says big pull ink, so I guess that's what we're doing. Whoa. Little ambitious there, buddy. Okay, now, well, good thing I didn't use pain suppression on the boss, because I needed it right now. Cast a spell, just because there's nasty stuff going on. Deep purple pool is good. This dungeon has a lot of stuff to stand in or not stand in. It's really not clear what is good and what isn't. I mean, again, like, those are things that I guess are fine after you've done the dungeon once on normal mode. Then you'll know that mechanic for the rest of eternity. It's really interesting to me how this has kind of evolved that because mythic dungeons are going to be a very integral part of gearing up and part of the whole endgame experience now, that I guess you're just kind of expected that these things are going to destroy you if they don't know what's going on, even on normal mode, because you're just kind of expected to know what's going on. After like the first couple days of the expansion, there won't be any 5-man groups where no one knows what's going on. Am I rooted? Getting eaten. Is that what's happening? Well, good thing I have Grace and I can just spam Shadow Mend and just pray that everything will be okay. We have kind of fully devolved into pretending like I'm not actually a disc priest right now, not actually using any of the real disc tools and just using a terrible flash heal over and over again. Oh, okay, so those things blow up and they do a lot of damage when they die. It just seems like damage for damage's sake. This dungeon is really annoying to use Atonement in. Oh, okay, and of course they're just spamming AoE and killing everybody. This guy got a Warlord's BOE. That's a little out of place here. Oh, and that's my mana. I'm spent. Getting a lot of these mana items. Yeah, my bags are really cluttered. Most of this is trash or quest items over here. These are all like profession items. This is all old gear that I've saved for like raid tests when they skill you up. I want to have my haste gear. I have all the pure haste set just because I want real stats, not this. It's like 1300 versatility. That's awesome. Okay, shoot webs, player, and I need to break it. This is a boss. Okay. Cool. Seems good. So unfocused. This boss model is really small, annoying to click on. Whoa, that hurt. Ow. Okay, so that stuff on the ground is really bad. Mindbender time. Why is everyone taking damage? I don't understand. Angled web, affecting each player together. Oh, okay, so they had to move away from each other, otherwise they die. Okay, they take a lot less damage when they actually do that. This is the part where I use Rapture, and I shield everybody, including myself. Okay. And Power Infusion, Mindbender. Oh. Okay, so that cloud is also a slow field. That's really nasty. I'm just kind of cycling through my cooldowns over and over again. These cooldowns aren't very good, like, alone. Well, I don't know, they're not very good alone, and they're not very good if you use them all at the same time, but there's a lot of them, and I find that if you use like 2 of them at a time, it's very helpful. Like Power Infusion and Mindbender is very good, because the haste affects the Mindbender as well, and then like Rapture and Light's Wrath work well together, because with Rapture, you're spending most of your time putting Atonement on people, and then you can pile all of your damage into the one Light's Wrath and Penance to heal everyone back up. So there's some pretty good synergy with each other. And Halo is just a good on cooldown button. As long as everyone's damaged, of course. Festival of Eyes, what's that? Ooh, a relic. I want a relic. My relics are terrible. My weapon's only 801. Nope, just more artifact power. Oh well. Disenchant this crap. So yeah, my official diagnosis is that guy died because they didn't realize that they needed to break their chain. Well, the other guy died too, and he got battle rezzed. So, you know, that's. I mean, I could have realized what was going on and used a bit more to maybe try to save them, but I think they took a little too much damage in that time. Like, yeah, I just didn't realize that they were getting wrecked. But you also just shouldn't be webbed for 6 seconds. So, okay, whatever. It's kind of an all-around failing. Any one of us understanding what was going on probably would have prevented that from happening. I'll say I'm really missing the dot spread from Purge the Wicked. It's just really cumbersome to manually keep up Shadow Word Pain on all these different targets. I don't need to have them all up, but I need to be careful because I don't want like my only pain target to die. I guess that this is something that will become a lot easier with add-ons or weak auras or whatever. But for now, it's really difficult to maintain Shadow Word Pain up on like these AoE trash pulls manually so that I can keep my dark side procs rolling. I keep missing them. But yeah, this trash is really easy, so like it's not a big deal. It's just we're getting along pretty well. We only wholesale wiped once, so I think we have one guy in here, like I think this Demon Hunter guy, Zalith. I think he's done this before because he keeps saying things that tells us about some of the mechanics. I know you can't see chat, but you know, that's what's going on. But I don't think I think all 4 of us have not been here. I know for a fact the Tank and this other Demon Hunter haven't been here. You know, so this really isn't bad for a group of people that have no idea what's going on. Like, yeah, it's normal mode, it's kind of supposed to be easy, but I mean, you see these mechanics are really punishing if you have no idea what's coming. Like, you have maybe 3 seconds tops to react to some of these things. That if you don't, there's a pretty good chance that you die. Unless, of course, your healer can carry you. But I can't carry anybody right now because I don't know what's going on either. Best I can do is do a passable job. Portal Argus. Just trying to summon demons. This place is weird. It's full of like Nightborn and then just weird spiders and demons, I guess, now? Not a whole lot of story to this place, honestly. It's Arcway. It's just a place under Suramar where dudes are hanging out and we're coming to kill them because we want to take their lunch money or something. Or Azeroth people are kind of assholes. Can't let the Legion on their quest for world domination. You have to try to stop them. This guy's throwing crates and books and candles and vials and crate and candles and candles. This is like kind of morbid, but it's also really funny. Also, I feel like there's a little too much trash in here though. Like we started way over there, or over here. Where? I don't even know where the boss is. I think we curl around this way. Because yeah, I've kind of stopped paying attention to trash at this point just because it's mostly autopilot. I'm back in the groove of actually healing at 110. Yeah, it's not hard trash. Yeah, you got dudes like this. So when they say that, someone's gonna die, aren't they? I haven't actually tried to mind control anyone in here yet. I wonder if that works. Can I mind control you? Oh. Yes. This dude was just casting on me in the back the entire time and nobody seemed to care. Chaos Bolt. Chaos Bolt. Oh well. That's fine, tank hasn't been here either. I'm actually not really sure where that mob came from. I don't know how it ended up on me. Excuse me while I mend everyone's shadows. Oh, come on, that's not cool. There is one small irritating thing that I've found about Disc and Dungeon specifically, that Shadowman does no damage if you are out of combat, but the second someone enters into combat, casting Shadowman on them does the normal dot. And it's really annoying because that's like the only tool to top people up, and people just like, oh well, you were almost topped, he'll just finish topping people when he pulls. It's like, no, my heal actually kind of gets cut in half when you do that. This is a little annoying. I mean, obviously it doesn't matter. I mean, everyone's back at full. I just, you know, I just had to lose a lot of mana to do so. Oh, I'm so tired. Jerk go fast. Oh, that's the Death Knight CC. I was wondering what that weird rune thing was. That makes sense. It's in prison. Okay. Yeah, we're crowd controlling mobs. What is this? Cataclysm? Burning Crusade? This really is way too much trash. Like, you remember back when we were over here at the last boss? Yeah, that was a long time ago. It's not even like we're going slow or anything. It's just something like 15 trash balls between the last boss and this one. I guess I could shackle. Oh no, I can only shackle undead. Never mind. Control? No, mind control you? No. Never mind control. Why do I even have Dominate Mind if I can never use it? Probably because I don't want to knock back either. I really, really don't want to fear people. It's a little sad that there are entire dungeons where that row of talents is just entirely useless. One thing I've been doing a really bad job of is I get caught in this loop of Shadowmen spam where I'm behind and then I start spamming Shadowmen and I feel like I need to Shadowmen more to catch up because I'm not doing very much. That's because I'm neglecting Penance and Power Word Shield, which are actually a lot better than continuing to spam Shadowmen. I realize I put this on my bar and I just keep clicking on my bag. Whatever. Okay. What does this guy do? Oh, this is the dude that does the bats and the waves and the stuff. I'm still just gonna stick with Grace just because I feel like Grace is the best for Shadowman spamming, and Shadowman spam seems to be what I keep devolving to, so until I actually have a good idea what's going on, it's just what I'm gonna do. Yeah, we're ready. Let's go. Oh, that. Whoa, that's. Okay. Mind Thunder. Ow. The hell is that? Oh, good. Oh. Guessing that's really bad. Okay, let's realize Wrath. Or... Okay, so that's a bat. So there's there's a leave, I guess. Okay, that was. Did that boss even have mechanics other than just dodging stuff? Yes? Maybe. Okay. So all we get to do this boss I've heard so much about. Advisor of Andros. Okay, his power frequently summons chrono shards and attempts to erase people from existence. Maybe that was Blackrock Hold that's the boss that you can't DPS during. I don't know. Or is it a gauntlet or something? I'm not sure. Wait, what? Oh. What? Oh, I guess we're teleporting out and back in to skip back to the beginning. That's awkward. There's a boss there now. Okay. Ooh. This guy doesn't understand. So, Artemis, 2 minutes to get back. Could go Shadow Covenant. Sounds like there's going to be a lot of running around, so I'm going to stick with Grace. I don't know if I'll have time to use Shadow Covenant. I'm also not sure if we're all going to be together. Really have no idea what we're going to see. Stuff will happen. This guy's kind of explaining what's going on, but... doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh, okay, he does mines from Margok. Alright, whatever. Sure. Let's just zerg him down. Why not? Well, focus him again too. Not just because he's small, but he also keeps him moving. What the hell? Okay. What's going on? Okay, so I have to purge that off him. Or dispel that off him, whatever. In another life I played Shaman, so purging is kind of what I mean by offensive dispels usually. Or the way I refer to them. Also because it's like dispel and dispel, really. 2 dispels. Okay, so I have to stay away from these rock thing. Oh. What the balls? What? Okay, so we're all running back to the boss. We're running back to the boss. Where'd they go? Oh, okay. Oh, that was easy. Where did... Okay, those guys got stuck back there, I guess? Okay, well we're Mighty Morphin Shadowman spam time. Okay, we're spamming Shadowman. We're dispelling. Catch up now, be efficient later. Why is he not in line of sight? That's awkward. Why are we running around pillars? Oh my god. Okay, rapture time. Okay, this is officially panic mode right now, but we're almost out of danger. Very close, which is good because I'm almost out of cooldowns. Okay, I have to stay on top of dispelling this. Oh, what the? What? Unstable mana? What the hell is unstable mana? Okay. Alright, screw Grace. I'm not gonna Shadow Wind spam, I'm gonna Shadow Covenant spam. Because we are all together for that. Something got messed up when we were running back. I think some of the guys ran ahead, and the tank and one of the demon hunters got caught behind with one of those ads. I'm not really sure what's going on here. It feels like we're supposed to be moving a lot further and a lot more often than we are. Again, it's not really clear what's going on. They're supposed to be interrupting that. Last thing. Stay away from force bombs. Shadow Covenant. Woo! That was fun. This spell. Okay. Shadow Covenant. Bam. Yeah, Shadow Covenant's really good for this. Like, obnoxiously good. I can actually just wait for the debuff to time out, and then bam, Shadow Covenant again. I can't really do that for the tank, but okay. Okay, let's not get lost this time. I actually just clicked off my atonement, so my plea would be a little cheaper while we run. That's some next level strats right there. So I'm just spamming plea while we run because I can. Why not? Okay, so I guess we have to kill these. Can't just ignore them. Ow. Spam. This is so cool. Like it just burns so much mana, but look at the good that I did. Okay, now the whole gang's all here. Okay, unstable mana. Okay, it's a thing that shows up on the ground and chases somebody? Okay. Tank's in some trouble. Jesus. So many of these little things. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna Shadow Covenant spam for the rest of the fight. Why not? Can't lose. Well, I ran out of mana. But boss is dead, so why not? That was cool. That's a nice fight, it's just really confusing. Okay, well there we go. We ran into some problems, but yeah, it was nothing that couldn't have been handled if I didn't, if I wasn't completely oblivious to what I was walking into. So yeah, you just have to kind of take advantage of what's going on, observe what's going on around you. There are a couple times where I kind of saved us before things went bad because I realized what was going on, but a couple times where I didn't. And that'll happen. That's first time doing a dungeon, swipes are expected. But again, as Disc, you have to take some kind of special care, and you're going to have a bit more problems than other healers your first time through something. As we just saw, there are sometimes that I didn't, you kind of have to know what the situation is to have the right tools for the job, and I screwed up a couple times. Like, I really should have had Shadow Covenant for that last boss the first time around. This was MVP spell right here. But that's going to happen. You just learn, and the goal is for it to not be hard the second time. And I guarantee you, if I did Arcway again right now, it would be like 10 times easier, and probably nobody would ever die. But that's life. And until next time, I'm going to be hitting up some world quests, maybe getting some gear up. Maybe next time I can go into some heroics instead. I actually don't have the gear to 801, and you have to be 810, so I have a lot of stuff to do before I can do that. Until then, this is Total, and I hope you guys enjoyed some Disc gameplay. Bye.